I cut up leeks and red peppers and drop them into a smallish roasting tin. And I douse with olive oil. I sprinkle over fennel and cumin seeds. Scatter generously with sea salt flakes and smoosh to mix. Then I tumble in a small bowl of cherry tomatoes. And for gentle fruity sharpness, which flavours the juices later, I pour in some orange juice and a little cold water. Then I give it all half an hour in a 220 centigrade oven or 200 with a fan on. So while the leeks, peppers and tomatoes are in the oven, I'm getting on with the spiced bulgur wheat, which partners it so exquisitely. Bit of oil there, olive oil. And just as I had orange juice in with the vegetables, I'm grating the zest of an orange into the oil. And now, well, garlic. There has to be garlic in this arrangement somewhere, and I prefer to cook it with the bulgur wheat. The oven's pretty hot, so grated garlic would burn easily. So here, there is no chance of that. That beautiful golden oil now. I chopped the stalks, the tender stalks, from a small bunch of coriander. I mean, they have exactly the same flavour as the leaves, of course, but maybe they're a touch more herbal tasting. I think of it really as a spice here. But now to the spices proper, and I'm echoing the flavours in the tin of vegetables by starting off with a teaspoon of fennel seeds and, just as in the oven, a teaspoon of cumin seeds. But I'm going a bit further. I want a teaspoon of coriander seeds too, and I love the pops of kind of citrusy pepperiness they give. Finally, before the bulgur wheat goes in the pan, just a little bit of dried chili flakes. This won't give heat, actually, just spicy warmth. This smells so fabulous. Right, the bulgur wheat. I've got 200 grams here, and I'm adding 50 grams of split red lentils because they add a certain earthiness and texture. Let's rake them through. And in it goes. I want to stir it through just so it's lightly slicked with the aromatic oil. And for this amount of bulgur wheat, I've got 375 mils of cold water. You wouldn't think it was cold, but the pan's hot. And of course, I need salt. All I need to do now is wait for this to come to the boil. Although I always eat the spiced bulgur wheat and roast vegetables as a main course, I have to say it makes the most glamorously practical side dish. I mean, you've got the starch and vegetables in one, and all glowingly beautiful. Well, this comes to the boil pretty fast. Turn off the flame, on with the lid, and I'm moving it to a smaller hob so it cooks gently just until the bulgur wheat and the lentils absorb all the water. While I wait for the bulgur wheat, I will keep myself busy in the most undemanding of ways, halving these pink-cheeked radishes, because they are destined for the tray of roast vegetables. When the bulgur wheat's had its time, I take the pan off the heat, remove the lid, cover with a clean tea towel, then clamp the lid back on and let it stand. It's this that makes the bulgur wheat light and fluffy. Now I add the halved radishes to the roasted vegetables and pop the tin back in the oven for 10 minutes or so. I promised you a sauce, and you'll soon see why indeed it's known as pink sauce in my house. It's made with full-fat Greek yogurt, its tangy coolness balanced with the warmth of ginger and garlic and the heat of chili. And you could equally well use oat milk creme fraiche here. To avoid a touch of the Lady Macbeths, I glove up before handling my beetroot, which I've roasted wrapped in foil for a couple of hours in a very hot oven and left to cool. I add this with its earthy sweetness, along with an exuberant sprinkling of salt, then blitz till smooth. The bulgur wheat's been steaming. The roast vegetables have been sitting out of the oven, so they're warm rather than piping hot, just the way I like them. And I am ready to bring the two together as they're meant to be. So first, just want to fluff the bulgur wheat up a bit with a fork. And you can see that having sat under the tea towel for so long, it's wonderfully fluffy. This is such a good-natured dish. The bulgur wheat doesn't mind how long it sits under its tea towel. The vegetables are better for standing out of the oven. And in fact, I often cook this when I'm feeding people I have learnt are not usually punctual. Just going to spoon it gently into the bowl. You can see how much it swells when it cooks. I'm going to add some of the roast vegetables now, not a lot, but a third of them. And stir them through the bulgur wheat so it's softly studded with them. Some coriander at this stage too. And now the rest of the roast vegetables I spoon succulently on top. You can see at the end, the juices are quite thick now, and that's because the pan stood out of the oven. Just a little glaze. This is a beautiful enough bowlful, just as it is, but I can't resist a pink squiggle of the beetroot sauce. Not too much. Final bit of coriander. You know, this is food to brighten up even the darkest day.